George Hindley, recognise this? Thank you very, very much. Just to let everyone else know, for George's Go Giving activity, he and his family decided to do some baking for the teachers and teaching partners and everyone at St Gregory's. And it just so happens that I walked into the staff room at the right time. So thank you very much, George. I'm going to very much enjoy eating this after our geography lesson. Okay, so it is Monday the 22nd of Feb. It's our first day back. I'm hoping you're not completely feeling snowed under already. 2 weeks, fingers crossed. Oh, sorry, it's going to melt. 2 weeks to go. Not long till. Oh, yum. That icing's delicious. So stick with it, guys, and keep going. Now, because it's geography, I like to do a bit of a geography, not quiz, a question before we start. So, did you know that there are only 3 countries in the whole world that begin with the letter R? R for rainbow. Can you name all 3? If you can, without cheating, I will definitely give you a prize. Okay. If you can name 2, amazing. If you name 1, brilliant. If you can name 2, I reckon some of you will be able to name at least 2. If you can name 3, I'll be very, very impressed. So, do I tell you the answers? Maybe I'll wait till next week, okay? But you might have to remind me. All right, so there's 3 countries beginning with R. See if you can get them. All righty, let's get started. So, we are going to need our books today. Now, if you have been printing off the resources that are back on the class story, then there's a sheet that can be quite handy for you today for under geography. If not, you absolutely don't need to print anything off. You can do it all in your books. We're doing a bit of drawing today, and I just want to get your opinions on something. So today's date and Walt is there for you there. And our Walt is to identify human and physical characteristics on farms. All right, so we're looking more closely at farming now. And last week we looked at human and physical features across the UK. Can you perhaps pause and have a quick chat? What is physical geography? What is human geography? What is the difference? All right. Obviously, pause the video if you need to. Let's just talk about it quickly then. So obviously, physical features of geography are things like hills, seas, rivers, things that God made and things that humans haven't had any making, haven't had a chance to create, okay? Humans are becoming more and more, I don't know, intelligent and are starting to build things themselves. And that is human geography. So when we talk about landmarks, again, I talked about last week, Big Ben, those things that are famous around our country, around the United Kingdom, that are buildings. That is what we talk about when we're talking about human geography, man-made geography, if you like. So that is that. So farming, let's move on to it. Now, some of you might know, I'm a part-time teacher, part-time farmer, and farming is a passion of mine, and I love farming. So this is a subject that I like talking lots about. So what is a farm? What is it not? Maybe again, pause the video if you need to. What's your view on farming? Have you ever visited a farm? What did you see? Okay, maybe discuss it now. If not, if you're ready to move on, that's great. So what I'd like you to do is, from your discussions with farming, by the way, this sheet here, this thing that I've just highlighted there, that is the sheet that's attached, okay? And what I'd like you to do, if you have printed it off, is we're just going to draw a picture, or if you want to draw a little box in your book, just maybe 7-8 lines long, and just draw a little box. What I want you to do, and you're going to need to pause the video just after this, is to draw me what you think a farm looks like. What do you think a farm looks like? What would you say should be on a farm? Okay, and that's what I want you to do first. And with that drawing, just do some little arrows going off it. Can you label the things that you have included in your farm? So that instruction again, what I'd like you to do is draw me a little box, a bit like this green one here, look, there it is. And inside it, what is your opinion? Okay, there is no right or wrong here, and I'm going to explain that to you in a second. What do you think a farm looks like? When you hear the word farm, what's the first thing that pops in your head? Draw me a box and then take some time to draw a really good picture, including everything that you think a good farm should have. Label it clearly, please. Okay, so you can pause the video now. Okay, brilliant. So you hopefully have had a go at drawing a farm. Now, I've got some examples down here. So I asked the question, what is a farm? Who drew a farm that looked something like one of these? Just have a look and maybe have a discussion if you're in class. If not, can you think about, did anyone draw a farm that looks something like number 1, number 3, oh, sorry, number 1, number 4, or number 7, any of those? Which one is correct? Which of these is actually a farm? Well, the answer is all of them, okay? Because all of these pictures represent different styles of farming. And we're going to learn just 2 new words today that we can separate most farms into. Okay, well, there's 3 types of farming we're going to learn today. Nowadays, there is a whole load of other types of farming. Farmers have had to be quite diverse, which means they've had to change a lot in recent years because of the climate, because of for monetary reasons, because of just different styles of farming. We're not going to go into that today, but we are going to have a look at these 3 here. So number 1, arable farming, okay? Number 2, pastoral farming, and number 3 is mixed farming. And that's just 3 words we're going to look at today. Certainly I want you to take in arable and pastoral. Okay, the word mixed is quite an easy one. So what do we mean by these and what are the differences? You might want to pause it and have a quick think about it. Could we separate these pictures into 2 different groups or into these? Do we know? If you can, great. If you're in class and you want to have a guess and have a chat about it, then absolutely fine. Okay, so arable farming, if you didn't know, is all about growing crops. So anything like any fruits, vegetable, anything that grows in the ground is arable farming. Okay, so here are some fine examples of farmers out on their arable farms. Okay, for example, they might be, this farmer here is harvesting some wheat, and obviously that goes towards making breads and grains. Over here, this looks like some sort of potato field down there. So anything that grows in the ground. This over here could be kale, could be anything now. Could be strawberries. Probably not strawberries, but all of this stuff grows in the ground, and that is what we call arable farming. So when you go down the fruit and vegetable aisle in your supermarket, anything that has grown in the ground is from arable farms. And I don't know if anyone's done it yet, but next time you're in the shops, pick some things up carefully and look to see where things are grown, all right? Which things are being grown in our country at this time of year. Okay, it goes back to that seasonality lesson. We're starting to link the lessons. Okay, so you can see where they're grown and which ones are not grown in this country. Has anyone had a chance to take a look at some strawberries or raspberries, for example? Okay, so arable farming is growing crops, is a good way to summarize. So that must mean pastoral farming. And I bet you lots of you drew pictures of this. Pastoral farming is breeding or raising or keeping animals. So for example, there's loads of different types of farms. Some farms specialize in certain animals. So some people are just sheep farmers and they cater for their needs that way. You've got sort of chicken farms where we get eggs. However, we do get lots of farms where they keep a whole host of different animals. But pastoral farming suggests that they breed and rear, that's the word I was looking for, rear animals. Rear means a bit just looking after them, fattening them up, making them bigger so they can take them to market and sell them. All right, so obviously mixed farming, no prizes for getting this one. Mixed farming is the one I talked about at the start, where actually farmers do a bit of both. They've got lots of land to do crops, and they also keep some animals to say rear and bring up on their farm. So there you go, mixed farming is both. So we've got arable is growing crops, we've got pastoral, rearing animals, and mixed is a bit of the both. Okay, cool. So we're going to have a look now, and we're going to link that our waltz. So we're going to look at physical features and human features on the farm. So what I want you to do now, especially if you're in class, is to stop and think about what physical features. So think about which farm is going to have more physical features. Physical features, remember, are those things that are natural. The things like hills, fields, rivers, streams. Is there a style of farming which suits physical features? And then think about human features. So human features is anything that's been made by humans. Which type of farming is going to have more, do you think? And why? Okay, so maybe this is a really good discussion point for you to have if you're in class. If you're at home, it's just something to pause the video now and think, which one of these farms, arable farms, are they going to have lots of human features? Okay, pause the video and then I might just summarize a couple of features afterwards. Okay, so what I was thinking, let's have a think about this. Human features. So human features can be anything made by humans. So things like, look at these pictures, barns, okay? You've got houses, you've got machinery, okay? So human features on pastoral farms, there are quite a few. They have to contain these animals, otherwise they just run free. So there are a lot more human features, I would suggest, on pastoral farms, okay? Then thinking about arable farms, physical features, well, actually they're big fields, aren't they? Okay, but they don't need, they would have some human features, because obviously when all of these crops have been harvested, they need to be able to put them somewhere out of the wind, out of the rain, keep them safe. So they would have some sort of barns, okay? But we're suggesting that actually there might be more human features on pastoral farms. So what I'm going to get you to do is in your books, you need to draw me 2 more boxes, and I'd like you to draw me an arable farm, okay, and talk about which one. So this is the go deeper activity, an arable farm and a pastoral farm, and then I want you to think about which has more physical or human features. So we're talking about arable farming. Would they have more physical features there or more human features? And then maybe give me a reason why you think that. Remember, there's no right or wrong with this. As long as you're able to discuss it, then that's all you need to be able to do, okay? Have a go, all right? I'm looking to be able to spot the difference between arable and pastoral farming, okay? And maybe give some reasons as to why I've suggested that pastoral farms need more human features. Why is that, do we think? All right, so good luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of your farming pictures later on.